Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help make that Tootsie Roll using my dial calipers. What I'm going to do first is start a new file. It could be in either English or metric, doesn't matter. But for this sake, I'm going to do standard inch IPT. Once this boots up, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create my Tootsie Roll, and then I'm going to create the unwrapped wrapper of my Tootsie Roll. So I'm going to click Start, New Sketch, 2D Sketch. And if we look at the end of a Tootsie Roll, it's a circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and click Circle and make my circle. Now, when I measure this with my dial calipers, my diameter of my circle came out to 0.4956 inches. All right. And then on top of that, what I'm now going to do is I'm now going to extrude that circle and give it some depth. And that depth inch was about 1.059 inches. And here's what I got for my Tootsie Roll. Now we do know Tootsie Rolls have a brown color, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the Shift key and I'm going to click on each part. When you highlight each part, it allows you to change the color of multiple parts all at the same time. And what I found is a good Tootsie Roll color is all the way at the bottom, you'll find a color called Walnut Natural Polished. And that makes a pretty good Tootsie Roll color. Now that I got my Tootsie Roll, I'm going to make my label. So very quickly, I'm going to start a new sketch. But I want to start my sketch where my label is right above this. In order to do that, I need to turn on my origin files. So if I zoom in just a little bit, you can see that I can turn on one of these planes to allow me to draw sketches on these planes. Right now they're invisible, but what I can do is start a new sketch on one of these and allows me to draw a sketch above my Tootsie Roll. We know the wrapper is a rectangular shape, and then I'm going to hit Finish Sketch. Oh, I'm going to go back there and dimension my sketch first. So what I found out is my wrapper is 1.3456, no, sorry, 3457 inches. And then that width was 2.4788. All right. And now I want to center this over my Tootsie Roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this move function. Move allows me to take an object. So I'm going to highlight all that square, and I can move where it's going to. So I've highlighted all of it. Select where I'm going to be moving it from, and that allows me to shift it just a little bit and line that up just a little bit better. Now what I'm going to do is hit Finish Sketch, and I'm going to make my thickness of my paper. Now it's not going to be much, but my dial caliper showed me that the thickness of the wrapper was 0.041 inches thick. Okay? And here's where the interesting part comes from. What I'm going to do is, we could just color this white for a wrapper, but we're actually going to do a decal. In order to do that, I'm going to click Plane and Offset from Plane. This allows me to draw a sketch offset from another object. And so what I've done is I've clicked on the face and dragged that new plane a little bit off of it. Click OK, call it done. Now what I'm going to do is start a new sketch on that plane that I just made, and I'm going to insert an image. What I've went ahead and done is in my downloads folder, I should be able to find my Tootsie Roll wrapper. So Tootsie Roll right here. Now it might come in very large, that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to scale it down. That way I can use this Tootsie Roll. Now the way to scale down an image is if you go to the bottom right corner a little bit of a box will appear. And that allows me to change the image around. I can rotate it, I can spin it. If the image is backwards, if you go diagonally, what it'll do, it'll reverse the image. All right. But that looks about the size that I want it to be. And I'm going to bring it right on over my label. I'm going to hit Finish Sketch. Now I'm going to do a thing called Decal. Decal allows me to take an image. So I'm going to click my image and put it on the face of any object I want to. And then, so I'm going to click the image, then click the face I want to, click OK. And what it did is it took my Tootsie Roll and it image and put it on my wrapper. I'm going to make that work plane invisible, and now I've got my Tootsie Roll. I'm going to save this. I'm going to go back to my Inventor folder. So on my desktop, you should find your Inventor folder. Tootsie Roll, I've already made one. So I'm going to go ahead and call that Tootsie Roll IPT, hit save. Okay. Since this is saved, I can close out of it, and I'm going to open up a new project. This can be MCHS IED title block. Type your name in all caps, your name, and project title, we'll call this Tootsie Roll. Tootsie Roll. There we go. Hit OK. On this drawing file, what I'm going to do is select a base. My base will be my Tootsie Roll. So I'm going to go in my folders and go to my desktop. And I'm going to find my Tootsie Roll. Sometimes Inventor will automatically pull that, what's your last part you made out for you. Sometimes it won't. Inventor does a pretty good job of thinking for you in some instances. This time it just didn't do it for me. What I'm going to do is move this around until I get it exactly what I want it to look like. Now I'm going to make it a little small because I still need my right side view. And the reason I need that is because I can't see all my dimensions from just this front face. And then I'm going to click on the top right, make my front and right isometric views, and then I'm going to add shading to that. Now, we've done shading quite a few times, so I'm not going to slow down on for that one. What I am going to do is, how do we do dimensions for my parts here? Well, we have specific, I would say, precision for this activity. So when I go to dimension an object, Inventor automatically just is 2 decimal places, and I don't really want that. So when I go into dimension, you can double click and it'll allow you to change how many decimal places you want to see. So if I double click on a dimension, usually this edit dimension tab pops up. Under precision and tolerance, primary unit, we click on 4.1234. That means I got 4 decimal places, and hit OK. Now when I do this, on each dimension, we can change our tolerance to 4 decimal places. And one more for the diameter here. We have 4 decimal places. And that's not the number I want. I want to do the width here. And 4 decimal places as well. So what I've done is I've now got my drawing file of my Tootsie Roll, including the wrapper. And on top of that, I have my front and right side view. What I just noticed is that my isometric view here is backwards. I don't see that Tootsie Roll image. So I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to rotate this around until I find my Tootsie Roll image. And there we go. There's my I'll call this the front right top isometric view of my Tootsie Roll. Click OK, and then call it done. Alrighty, what I want you to do is take a screenshot of this and submit this to Schoology for your points. I want to see the 4 decimal places. your 3 known values on your dial calipers, and then your 1 dimension, or so your 1 decimal place of uncertainty. Okay? Good luck. If you have any questions, let me know.